very good morning to you, Zimbabwe. My name is Leon Tinashe Matewa, and welcome to #Know Your Constitution, where today we are focusing on Section 48 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe. And today I'm joined by a wonderful guest. Her name is Tanaka, all the way from University of Zimbabwe. Tanaka, can you introduce yourself?
Good morning, Zimbabwe. My name is Tanaka Gota. I am a Part 1 law student at the University of Zimbabwe, and I want to say that I'm so humbled and enthusiastic to share with you Section 48 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe.
Well, thank you so much, Tanaka, for joining us. So it's a pleasure to have you here. So today we are talking about Section 48, which focuses on the right to life.
Yes.
Do you mind giving us a brief background about that section to our viewers?
All right, thank you so much. Well, I think it is very important to affix the right ideas to definitions, because the right to life to a layman is different to the right to life in the legal thought. So when we mean life, I think it means the opportunity to live.
Okay.
The opportunity to breathe. Right, yes. So that is what constitutes most of Section 48. But however, it is important to know that this has got limitations. As much as you've got the right to life, the right to, these fundamental rights, these natural rights, they've got limitations, and they're embroidered in Section 86 of our constitutions. That what the limitations of the rights that we have, because as much as you have the right to speak, you don't have the right to speak bad about me. That is cultural defamation. So that is the same as the right to life. So the waivement of the right to life, we see it on the death penalty.
Exactly.
Right.
And I also have got a question to that before you proceed.
Yes, sir.
Like, I understand that Section 48, it gives us an insight about us as humans and also as citizens of Zimbabwe being entitled to the right of life. But however, there's also some concerns around the issue of the right to life, especially when someone is given a death sentence. What are some of the what are some of the guidelines that are in line for someone to be said as this one deserves a death sentence? What actually contributes to someone being given a death sentence?
All right, so the death sentence is rarely imposed. Okay. It is only imposed when somebody commits murder in aggravating circumstances, and sometimes treason as well. So when we mean aggravating circumstances, we look at the nature of how the murder was done. Like, was it intended? Was it intentional? Was it premeditated? So this is what is called the mens rea. When we mean the mens rea, we look at if the crime was committed intentionally or unintentionally. That is one of the things that we look at. The intention
before the sentence.
Yes. Did this person intended to kill the person first? And also the surrounding circumstances to the murder. Like, for instance, was it cold-blooded? The nature in which the murderer did it. Was it cold-blooded? Did he butcher the person? Did he massacre the person? Even the age of the victims all considered. So when all these facts are accumulated, when it's premeditated and cold-blooded, and this person do it on selfish terms, this person can be imposed a death penalty.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. But then, Tanaka, you mentioned something also about the case of treason being also being also accorded the same as death penalty in other circumstances.
Yes.
But would you mind maybe explaining about a case of treason being aligned with the death penalty? At what circumstances can we say this treason act deserves a death penalty?
I think treason, by virtue of being treason, whether is it light, whether is it in this way or in that way, treason all amounts to the death penalty as far as I know, when it comes to treason. Yeah, but when it comes to murder, not all murderers that are in prison will levy the death penalty. As I said, we look at the surrounding circumstances. It is only levied when it is on aggravated circumstances. But when it comes to treason, there is no abuse and stuff like that. Yes.
Okay. But then if you look at section 48 of the Constitution, there's been much of concerns. There's something, anyway, let me say there's something controversial. Because if you look at section 48, it seems like men are the ones that are given death penalty,
yes,
as well as women are waived death penalty. And obviously, to some people like us who are male chauvinists would say maybe there's a lack of
there's imbalance,
imbalance there.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
Okay, before I answer the question, I would want to give more insight on who is given the death penalty and why and stuff like that. So the death penalty is not given to anybody who is 21 years and below. So no matter if you commit treason, no matter if you commit murder in aggravating circumstances, but you are below the age of 21, you're not given the death penalty. And also it is not given to elderly people, specifically 70 years and above. So and also it is not given to women, and this has been a matter of controversy all over. Why is it not given to women? We are
especially in a case whereby maybe there's a man who has committed what can I say, murder, maybe in aggravated circumstances.
Yes,
if you want to put
exactly.
it. And also there's also a woman who committed the same act. Why is there a difference in terms of the penalty in terms of those two cases? Yet it's the same act committed in the same way, but now there are different low penalties in regards to that.
All right, thank you. There's no explicit or express rationale why the punishment of death sentence is only levied on men, not women. However, persuasive authorities and different schools of thoughts have suggested that first, when we look at our legal history, as I've said, in Zimbabwe, we've got the statute law, the customary law, the common law. So we've got the common law, right? It is influenced by the Roman Dutch law and some English law graftings, right? So the Roman Dutch law in Rome, the Roman law is fundamentally patriarchal. So women were viewed as minors, as children. Right. So now it was opined that children do not need punishment, they need correction. So if women are children, they don't need the punishment.
So they need correction.
They need correction. So that is one of the reasons why it is not imposed on women. And others says that there's something called unjust laws, and this might be one of them. There is something that's called unjust laws and bad laws, sexist laws, and this might be one of them.
Okay. So in other words, in regards to women being waived from death penalty, we can say that it's actually a borrowed phenomenon.
Yes, a borrowed phenomenon from Roman Dutch common law.
So in other words, as far as law is concerned, there are also some things that were borrowed from the Roman Dutch.
Many things that were borrowed
law
from
as well.
Yes.
Okay. I think viewers, you had it. I think we're learning much more in terms of the right to life.
And also, it is true that some criminologists, psychologists, sociologists have said that women have got less probability of committing those, demonic crimes. Yes. So that is why it's actually a stereotype, and obviously this is a fallacy, but this is what is one of it, like women, they are not really associated with those kind of crimes. So so that is why that is the reason why it is not levied on women. And also it is important to know that the death penalty, right, when somebody is given the death penalty, he has got a right to seek pardon to the president. Right.
And in that regard, when someone is seeking a pardon from the president, do they just file within the High Court or any court that they want to be pardoned, or it just is the president himself who come to a conclusion that through the amnesty that at this particular point we are pardoning this and this, who and who?
Well, actually, we don't even need to wait for the amnesty, actually. When somebody is given the death penalty, he can ask the court to have the audience of the president. Through some court processes and stuff like that. He has got the right to seek the audience of the president and seek immediately if he wishes.
Well, but is it possible in
it is so possible. It is so possible.
So maybe just a quick question. So what are some of the guidelines that determine that this this inmate is deserves a life imprisonment or a death penalty?
Well, in Zimbabwe, that is just practically the same. We don't practically, enforce the death penalty. In Zimbabwe, death penalty means life imprisonment.
Okay.
Yes.
So in other words, we are no longer in the time where we give death penalty. No, I'm saying it is there. The death penalty is there, like we have got the previous case of Tipioma Quarry and stuff like that. It was given the death penalty. It is there, but it is not practically enforceable. Nobody is killed. It's been 2 decades now since the death penalty was executed. Like the Chiduma and the Masendeke, from there onwards, nobody has been killed in the paradigm of the death penalty. But it is there. It is there, but it is not practically enforceable. So in Zimbabwe, death sentence, it means life imprisonment. Life imprisonment.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tanaka. Maybe just words of any last words to our viewers, especially to young people, in regards to knowing their constitution or to crimes as well. What's your last words to our viewers?
All right, I would want to say to Zimbabwe, from the unborn child to everybody on the deathbed, because when we mean the right to life, we mean from the unborn child. That is why abortion is not permissible. It is only permissible on circumstances of rape, or maybe it is imposing, threat to the mother's child and stuff like that. Yes. Otherwise, it is not legal. So it means that the right to life is from the unborn child, the person on the deathbed, whether domestic, whether foreign, whether but as long as you are within the parameters of Zimbabwe, as long as you are guided by the Zimbabwean jurisprudence, you have got the right to life. So I would want to urge the viewers of the Junior Court Council that they should be well acquainted with their law, because most of the times we do not know the law, and it is so important to know the law. As Thomas Jefferson has said, knowledge of the law makes a man useful to himself, to his neighbor, and to his society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanaka. Well, viewers, you heard it. This was another exciting and informative session of #Know Your Constitution. So our viewers, we strongly encourage you to follow our pages, Junior Court Council on Twitter, Junior Court Council on Facebook, and also don't forget to follow Zim Daily. I'm out, and thank you.